Welcome to Drawing with Carolyn, lesson number 2. Today I'm going to teach you how to draw some new things according to the alphabet using a new tool. In the last video, I showed you how to draw using lines and shapes using a sketchbook. But today I'm going to teach you how to use a new tool, and it's called the dry erase board. The dry erase board is a great tool, not only to learn how to draw, but also a great tool to use in math, in science, in spelling, and a whole lot of other subjects. My niece and nephew love games that include dry erase boards, so I thought, why not teach people how to draw using one as well? When I taught art in a classroom, I often used a computer, a tablet computer, to draw out things step by step for my students to follow along with me, and then I would project it with the projector onto a smartboard. For when times technology is not your friend, a dry erase board is a great backup tool. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to draw things that start with the letter E, F, G, H, I, J, and K. These lessons are meant for people that are beginner drawers, so if you're a little bit more advanced and you still want to follow along with me, do so, but then start to add some of your own twists and flares to this as you go along. For the letter E, an I starts with just drawing 2 curvy lines. Let's try it. Curvy, 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 curvy. Stop. Ooh, we're drawing a big I. Then we're going to do another curvy line, just going underneath it. Curvy, 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 curvy. Stop. As we know, there are a lot of different eye shapes, so if yours is just like mine, that's fine. If not, maybe your eye shape is big like mine, and that's totally fine. Make it your own. Now we'll include a little bit of a lid. Now let's draw the iris. The iris is just going to be a large circle. If you drew your iris touching the upper lid and the bottom lid, then it's just a relaxed eye. If you want your eye to be more surprised or wide open, then don't allow it to touch the upper lid and the bottom lid. Make it kind of be suspended like this. I'm going to have mine stay surprised, and let's go ahead and draw the pupil, which is the dot inside the iris. Drawing at a normal size like this is fine, but if you want to connect this to science, you could start to think your pupils get bigger to let light in and they get smaller to let less light in. So if you want to pretend like maybe your eye is in a bright room like the room I'm in now, I might draw my pupil a little bit smaller. Now you can add details to your eye. You can draw kind of the corner, your tear ducts there if you want. You can draw eyelashes if you want. You can even complete it with an eyebrow. I'm gonna make mine kind of a thick eyebrow. Drawing an eye can just start off as being this simple. You can add lines to make it look like your realistic iris. Just add details that you want to add. Next, I'm going to show you how to draw something that starts with the letter F, and that's going to be a fish. We're going to start this with a big curvy line. Now, instead of just drawing another curvy line, we're going to draw 2 diagonal lines. We're going to draw one going in and one going out to form the mouth. In, out. Now let's complete the fish with another curvy line. Now let's give it a tail using 2 diagonal lines and maybe a couple of curvy lines. Let's go to the back of the fish and go diagonal, diagonal. Now you can make yours have a jagged edge if you wish, or you can make it more flowy with some curvy lines. Now let's give your fish some lips with 2 curvy lines. The scales are just a whole bunch of curvy lines put together. Now let's give your fish an eye with a couple of circles. Does your fish have any expression on its face? If so, give it an eyebrow and maybe a little dimple. Now let's add some fins. You can make yours, again like the tail, have jagged edges, or you can make them more curvy and flowy with some curvy lines. If you want to give your fish a fin to swim with, you can erase some of the scales and add some curvy lines for a fin. Now you can add an environment for your fish to swim in, or maybe give it some circles to be bubbles. maybe the bottom of the ocean, maybe some seaweed. Next is the letter G. What could we learn to draw with the letter G? I know, how about a guitar? It seems like it might be difficult, but it's really not. It's just some curvy lines put together with some straight, horizontal, diagonal, vertical lines. Drawing a guitar is a great connection to music because you can name the parts of the guitar as you draw them. So let's start with the body of the guitar. Now let's draw some diagonal lines to create the neck. Now we're going to draw the head. Now the sound hole. Now let's add some strings with some diagonal lines. Don't worry if they're not straight, we're just practicing here. Since I'm drawing an acoustic guitar, we are going to add a saddle. Don't forget your tuning keys. Since guitars come in all different shapes and sizes, you can continue adding more to it. You could add some decorations, you could color it in, and make it super fancy. Make it the way you want to make it. Let's see what's next. For the letter H, I'm going to go back to something really simple, but show you a lot of different ways to draw it. The letter H is going to be represented today by a heart. A heart is simply put together with two curvy lines. I like to change it up every time I draw it. You can have your heart have a little shine mark over in the corner with some curvy lines. So cute! You can put an arrow through your heart with some diagonal lines. For the heart, the possibilities are endless. I oftentimes like to draw hearts like this in one continuous line. Now for the letter I, we're going to draw ice cream. Ice cream is a wonderful treat, and it's also really easy to draw too. We're going to create a scoop of ice cream and put it into a cone. We're just going to start off with some curvy lines and then add in some diagonal lines. So we have our scoop, and now we're going to add some diagonal lines to create the cone. If you want your cone to have some texture on it, as many do, add some diagonal lines and crisscross them. Whenever you have crisscross lines like this, it's called cross hatching. Now we can add a little shine mark, and maybe your ice cream is dripping. Oh no! You gotta get that cone eaten up fast. If you want to draw two scoops, you follow the same method. Just start a little bit higher on your dry erase board. For the letter J, we have my husband's worst enemy, the jellyfish. A jellyfish, actually a man-o-war, once stung my husband when he was swimming on a raft, so he's never really liked jellyfish since. But they are beautiful, beautiful creatures. There are many types of jellyfish that swim out in the ocean, and I'm going to teach you just how to draw a simple cartoonish one today. The jellyfish starts kind of similar to the ice cream cone with a big curvy line, and then we're going to add some other curvy lines to it because jellyfish are very curvy. Now let's put a segmented part of its body on. Now let's add what's called the tentacles. Drawing a jellyfish is a great connection to science, which all things are a great connection to art. As many jellyfish are see-through, we can draw some things inside just to kind of make it look a little bit more mystical. This adds texture. If you want to make it look like your jellyfish is swimming in the ocean, give it some motion lines. Then it might look like it's swimming up or down. And the last thing I'm going to teach you how to draw today in today's lesson, lesson number 2, is a kite for the letter K. We're going to use some diagonal lines to draw a diamond shape. Now let's connect a curvy line to it. Now let's add some horizontal and vertical lines to give it a little bit of decoration. How about some bows to decorate the curvy line? You could also add clouds with some curvy lines to make it look like your kite is flying high in the sky. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any more ideas for different videos you'd like to see, leave it in the comments section below. If you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe to my videos, which I make all kinds of drawing videos, DIY videos, animal videos, and more, click subscribe now. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!
Visit Carolyn'sBloomingCreations.com